Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome. I'm Sarah and today we are going to be picking apart Loona's latest comeback. As always we will start with the title track Paint the Town, and then go into the mini album, called Down. This whole release got very negative reviews to say the least. I barely saw anyone that enjoyed it. That's why I wanted to let you know my opinion even more. Without any more rambling, don't forget to tell me your opinions on this comeback in the comments, and let's get right into it.
We about to paint the town.
Since So What became such a big success for Loona, it seems like their company has them stuck in a very typical girl crush concept. Pre-debut and even during their first two releases after, they seem to have a more elegant mystical concept, which clearly is long gone. BBC found a formula that worked once and now they think they can run with it for the rest of Loona's lifetime. But with every comeback it becomes more clear that their title track's concepts are nothing more than a desperate cry for Western validation. I personally love girl crush concepts, you guys know that more than well. But when a group keeps putting out the most generic girl crush concept I've ever seen, without a single touch of originality, it even has me bored to death. I could put out so many things that are literally almost identical to some previous releases from other girl groups and you will be able to see that there is nothing original there. I know there is some story supposed to go on, but if you're not super into Loona, you won't know about the whole universe they have, and will only see a generic releases time and time again. This is the concept that keeps working against them more each time. And I hope they stop doing it. It takes away everything that used to make them unique and interesting. Styling is pretty much the same situation as the concept. I didn't see anything that I haven't seen million times before. None of them looked ugly and the outfits were fine, but their stylists clearly did the bare minimum. When you think about typical girl crush outfits in K-pop, this is what you get. This is a Google definition of girl crush fashion, and I'm getting tired of it. Literally those leather black outfits looked almost identical to Everglow's La Di Da outfits from the music video. I'm not saying this to accuse anyone of copying, because I'm almost sure that wasn't the case here. I'm just trying to show you how badly BBC lacks originality when it comes to Loona. Everything they give them lately is the same recycled concept that makes them blend into the background. I have to say though that Heejin looks especially gorgeous this era, as well as Iv's. Long hair on her is a whole damn miracle. I would love to see all those people that criticize Blackpink each come back for having fillers in their lyrics to come here and do the same for this song. Literally half of the lyrics in Paint the Town are filler words. I didn't even bother to check who wrote it, because clearly they didn't do a good job in any way. Almost the entire chorus is them repeating la ta ta, which is in my opinion even worse, more underwhelming than if they decided to just do an empty drop. I personally have a huge problem with lyricists putting filler words into their lyrics and then use an excuse that it is easier for international fans to sign. You better be sure I'm not gonna scream la ta ta for 2 out of 3 minutes if I ever get to see Loona live. It sounds ridiculous and lazy. It's lazy writing. We also RV rhymes like keep it and sweep it, which is probably what each of us would be able to write on our own. I'm not trying to be mean here, I'm just saying what I'm seeing. Most of the lyrics here are fillers that writers didn't know how to fill up, while the rest is basic, acceptable at best. I get they are trying to connect everything into this one story, but that doesn't mean you have to sacrifice the quality. I think everyone at BBC who works on their songs has yet to realize this. I'm generally a person that gets pleased very easily when it comes to choreographers. As a result, there isn't anything with this one that I have particular complaints about. I find it very soothing for the member in the middle to be able to sign live, since the moves aren't too intense, while other members in the background still put on a show that doesn't get you bored. The only thing I find a Bit odd with Loona's choreographies in general is how poorly they use the fact that there are 12 of them. Members get covered for no reason. Formations aren't always as unique as they could be, and generally they could do so many 17-ass things with such a big number. Hopefully in the future their choreographers are able to do that, but regardless, I'm not mad at this one, it's just that it's not on Butterfly's level in any way. That was the only dance that showed members' fullest potentials in terms of dancing, which I greatly miss.
Like a wolf to the moon,
I don't know what to think of this music video, to be completely honest with you. The only thing I know for sure is that it is boring to watch, and I didn't enjoy it for the most part. Many of the sets of even the vibe of the whole thing reminded me a lot of Everglow's music videos once again. That's understandable, because they both are going for this dark girl crush concept that most of us are slowly getting sick of. Even me, such a strong believer in dark concepts. I have issues with the editing, because some scenes in here make zero sense, no matter how I turn it. The whole slapping on the big drum scene adds nothing interesting, and it's repeated multiple times at very weird places. Also the cuts that are made between the scenes come forward as very awkward to me personally, and they make me a bit anxious. I have to say though, that the choreo shots are amazing, and some great effects were used to make it all more powerful. I still think though, that this is at the very bottom of my list when it comes to their music videos. Nothing beats So What for me still.
about to paint a town. Let's go.
In the description box of the music video you can find BBC's description of the title track and I guess the whole direction they wanted to pursue with it, so I decided to read it. Wish I didn't, because this only confirmed what I already said. They tried way too hard to make this mainstream and it backfired on them harshly. This song is described as a hip-hop dance genre, where Loona showed the most explosive energy yet. There are also elements added from chart-topping Bollywood songs, so Indian influence, as they called it. I have to say that the Indian flute truly is my favorite part about this song, and adds a very interesting flavor to otherwise pretty generic song. I picked up on it right away, and I'm not mad at it in the slightest. Also I'm pretty sure they used it in a respectful way, so thanks God for that. Anyways, the description also says that minimalistic verses lead up to a very powerful chorus with parts that will stay stuck in your head. Now, I'm not usually a mean person at all. I'm really not. But this whole thing is a lie. The verses in my opinion, as well as the bridge and pre-chorus, hold up a lot better, and are more powerful to me than the chorus. I saw most people agree with me on this, so I'm clearly not the only one. The chorus is extremely underwhelming, and I can see how they tried to make it go hard. It just never did. Maybe because we are so used to this type of structure in K-pop songs, that once the chorus comes we don't feel any excitement anymore. Or it could be that their producers just weren't able to achieve the goal that they set for this song. I think it's an okay song, and it is replayable. I have a feeling though, that I will get sick of it extremely fast and throw it somewhere aside, where I will barely remember it exists. It's such a shame, because we waited long for their new comeback. I truly hope they find their way back to their original sound, and get out of this girl crush hole, as soon as possible, or they could lose many fans that started stanning, because of their previous sound. Also I see we are still acting like Vivian Gowan are backup dancers. It's ridiculous and it makes me mad every single damn time. I give this song a 6.5 out of 10.
Let's go. We're about to paint the town.
As I've already mentioned at the start, this mini album is called Anne. There are overall 7 songs on it, including the title track and the intro, which is basically just instrumentals, so we have 5 songs left to talk about. I will go through them one by one, reviewing and grading them in no particular order. Okay, let's start with the first one. I was so surprised right away when I heard that this is going to be some upbeat, almost hyper song. It's a complete opposite from the dark ass title track, which shows that this album overall doesn't have a theme that it's sticking to. But we see that a lot with K-pop albums, so it doesn't even bother me as much. This song isn't at all for me though. I get a lot of retro vibes from it, and you guys know that's not my cup of tea for most part. I can see it being good enough to maybe play it in the background, but other than that I don't see myself ever pulling it up 5 out of 10.
I don't wanna be somebody who lets somebody hold me if they hold me.
This is exactly the sound that I wanted to hear in the title track, and the sound that suits Loona the best in my opinion. It's emotional, yet not too slow, to not be able to have a choreography. It has a very good and important message that many people need to hear. It's overall just such a beautiful track and definitely the highlight of this entire album. Also one of my favorite songs from them, ever. I give it a 9 out of 10. Does anyone else get strong second gen vibes from this one? It's also very retro sounding, but in a summery way. I don't know how to describe, but I think it's super fun to listen to, and instantly puts you in a good mood. It also has some of the strongest vocals on this album, and I enjoyed every second of it. Not all members are extremely strong vocalists, but it's always a pleasure to hear their unique colors in harmonies. 8 out of 10 for sure.
You are a star.
I'm not a ballad person, so you guys can probably imagine how quickly I got bored with this song. It wasn't interesting to me in any way and even sounded a bit too high for their range. At least in my opinion. I don't have much to say on it either, because I feel like it stayed pretty much the same throughout the entire time. I give it 3 out of 10 unfortunately. It just really wasn't for me in any way. Yet another ballad that didn't really stick with me. If I have to pick between the two, I would definitely say I prefer this one, because I found the production very magical and calming, which picked a bit more of my interest. I still struggled to get all the way through, but at the end I didn't really mind listening to it. Nothing outstanding, but still beautiful, and they sounded absolutely angelic. 6 out of 10. I don't think this is going to be an unpopular opinion in any way, but I for sure think this is Kim Lip's era. It's clearly very suitable for her, and she has many killing parts that allow her to stand out. Also it's somehow connected to her solo song, but I have no idea how. Just the start from the music video is a cut from her solo music video. That's all I know. And at the end she is replaced by a different member. That's as far as I came with this, but she slayed in every possible way, and I thank her for blessing us like this. As a follow-up I picked Yves, because she just looked amazing, and her rap part truly surprised me. I know Loona is supposed to be a group with no fixed positions, but I forgot this girl can rap pretty well. Also as I already said, her long hair are my favorite and suit her better th shorter hair in my opinion. I almost gave this era to her, but then ended up putting her as second. She is just that powerful man. Anyways, this is all I have for today's video, and if you enjoyed it, don't forget to subscribe and turn on all notifications by clicking the little bell button. Also all my social media links are in the description, where you can find even more content for me, and come chat about K-pop. I will see you again on Friday with another video, and until then bye bye, love you all so much.